The Anunnaki in the Bible, the gods they don't want you to know about. They tell us the Bible is the oldest record of divine history, sacred, untouched by outside hands. But what if I told you that long before the Bible was written, the gods it warns against, the so-called false idols of the ancient world, were real? That they were part of a much older story? A story that began in Sumer, the birthplace of civilization, where gods walked among men and shaped humanity's destiny. The Anunnaki, a name whispered in the ruins of Mesopotamia, buried in ancient tablets, concealed in the scriptures billions follow today. The Bible names many cities, Babylon, Akkad, Nineveh, places rich with history. But these names were translated, filtered through Hebrew, Aramaic, Greek, and Latin. If we trace them back, we find something remarkable. In Sumerian, the oldest written language, these cities were called Babar, Uri, Ninua, Ur, and Eridu, the domains of the gods. Each Mesopotamian city had a ruling deity. These weren't just mythological figures. They were the Anunnaki, the rulers of ancient Sumer. If these gods ruled Mesopotamian cities, should we not expect to find traces of them in the Hebrew scriptures? The answer is yes. Biblical references to the Anunnaki Bel, a Babylonian title for Marduk, appears multiple times in the Bible. The prophet Isaiah mocks him. The Book of Daniel speaks of Bel and the dragon, where the prophet Daniel exposes the priests of Babylon. Ishtar, the goddess of love and war, is known in the Bible as Ashtoreth. For Solomon went after Ashtoreth, the goddess of the Zidonians. 1 Kings 11:5. Even Shamash and Sin, the sun and moon gods, are condemned throughout the Old Testament. They left all the commandments of the Lord their God and worshipped all the host of heaven. 2 Kings 17:16. The host of heaven, the Mesopotamian pantheon, was reduced to false gods by the Hebrew scribes. The Great Flood is another striking connection. The Bible says Yahweh commanded Noah to build an ark. But in the Sumerian version, Enlil seeks to wipe out mankind, and only Enki's intervention saves a single family. Different names, the same event. The Tower of Babel also has an eerie parallel. The Bible tells us that Yahweh scattered humanity and confused their languages. But in Mesopotamian texts, Enlil does the same, tearing down a great ziggurat and dividing mankind. Why? Because humanity was never meant to ascend beyond its station. The Bible speaks of Eden, a paradise where divine beings walked among men. But Eden was not a paradise. It was a containment zone. The Sumerians tell a similar tale. The first city, Eridu, was not built by humans, but by the Anunnaki. It was the seat of Enki, lord of the Abzu, the abyss, the deep waters. Genesis describes Eden as having a river that divided into four, one of which was the Euphrates, leading straight into Sumer. When humanity was given forbidden knowledge, they were cast out. The same pattern repeats in both the Bible and Sumerian mythology. The Nephilim, the offspring of the Anunnaki. Genesis 6:4 describes the Nephilim. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God came into the daughters of men, and they bore children to them. Who were these sons of God? Some say they were fallen angels. Others believe they were Anunnaki rulers, who took human wives and created a hybrid race. The Book of Enoch, a text removed from most biblical canons, describes beings called the Watchers, who descended to earth, taught humans advanced knowledge, and fathered giants, the Nephilim. Later, the Bible speaks of Og, king of Bashan, the last of the giants. A bed over 13 feet long. Was Og a remnant of an Anunnaki hybrid bloodline? The Old Testament is filled with battles against false gods. But what if these weren't just spiritual conflicts? In Psalm 82 verse 1, we find an overlooked statement. God stands in the congregation of the mighty. He judges among the gods. This hints at a divine council, a group of deities ruling over human affairs. Later, Yahweh demands exclusive worship. Could this be because Yahweh was once just one of many Anunnaki rulers who fought for control? The Bible does not deny the existence of other gods. It acknowledges them and seeks to erase them. Deuteronomy 32:8 states, "When the Most High divided the nations, He set the boundaries of the peoples according to the number of the sons of God. But later translations changed sons of God to sons of Israel, hiding something far older. Ancient texts tell us the Anunnaki divided the earth among themselves. Each deity had a domain. Enlil ruled Mesopotamia, Enki controlled the abyss, Marduk took Babylon. Did the biblical story of the 70 nations originally refer to an Anunnaki power structure? The Bible speaks of Yahweh's war against other gods. Baal was overthrown. Marduk's influence faded. Dagon's statue fell before the Ark of the Covenant. If the Bible is a retelling of Mesopotamian myths, then the question isn't just who the Anunnaki were. If they once ruled and then vanished, did they leave Earth? Or are they still watching, hidden in plain sight?